Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Klein.
Lost, I was down, as low as I had ever been. I tried, but nothing worked for me. I was half the man I used to be, but since the day that I found you, there's nothing I can't do. You made everything possible again. Viagra, I love everything about you. I can't do a thing without you. Viagra, Viagra, because of you, now the feelings return. This long-established firm. You raise me up when I'm down. Now I'm solid as a rock again. And it really is a sight to see when you open up my arteries. And I know I won't go blind. Almost wouldn't mind, 'cause I can rise to the occasion again. Viagra, Viagra, you're my strength, my inspiration. You're my favorite medication. Viagra. Long-established firm. Nature takes 200 years to make a big oak tree. That's how long it takes to make things grow. But you did something even nature couldn't do for me. And with your fantastic power, it only took half an hour. Viagra, Viagra, I feel younger and wiser. I bought 1,000 shares of Pfizer. Viagra. I'm making much more love with you. Too bad my HMO won't cover you. But from now on, I'll never have to be concerned. No. About this long-established firm. Bob Stein and the orchestra and the singers. What the hell is happening? They're fading away as if in a dream. Decatur Avenue is coming in. Oh my God, my childhood. Viagra. I mean, in this day and age of vulgarity and filth, is long-established firm the most gracious, graceful little euphemism for penis you've ever heard? You see the football games? And every second commercial is for erectile dysfunction, you know? Bill has made some hard choices about his problem. And he's firm in his commitment that he'll do, you know. He's swollen with pride now that he's taken it. Knock on wood, Bill's wife and he are living large. Guy's throwing a football through a tire. You get it? Stay in that game. Yes, stay in the game. You get it? You get it? A circular thing with a thing going in it. Stay in that game. Yes, stay in the, which is a euphemism for stay in the vagina. Stay in the game. Vagina is not a game. It's the most important single body part in the universe. My opinion. You see the commercial where the guy's going to work in the morning and he looks great and everyone's bugging him. Hey, Bill, you get a raise? Mm-mm. Come for vacation? No. Going on vacation? No. You sure you didn't get a promotion? No. You take a new pill, get better erections? Bingo. Where's my desk? You know, and then he can't fit under his desk. There are downsides. Then he can levitate his desk. I mean, this guy can do anything. Now they have Cialis. You decide. You have 36 hours. 36 hours. You decide. If you can't make up your mind whether or not you want to have sex in 36 hours, try another activity, okay? Finger painting, something, you know. Make nice pictures on velvet. They have an Elvis cutout you can put on there. Honey, 35 hours, I still can't decide. God damn it. You walk around, it's a nice place to hang the towel while you're shaving. What the? If you want to walk around like the letter L all day, that's your business. Yes, Bill is living, stay in that game. Yes, stay in that game. Then they have to tell you the side effects. You know, the seeing blue I can live with. It seems to me that's a fair trade-off for a good shtup, don't you think? Oh, everything is blue. Wow, who cares? You're having a nice shtup. And of course, my favorite side effect, of course, any erections lasting more than 4 hours, you should seek medical attention. What solar system are these people living in, okay? If I had an erection lasted more than 4 hours, I would not seek medical attention. I would seek a witness. With a notary. I might seek a woman. How's that for a freaky idea, huh? I would seek medical attention if my doctor was gorgeous. What is this? Some new scourge at the emergency room? All right, get that stroke victim off the gurney. We got another 4-hour erection here. Bring him in here. No, sir, it's probably indigestion. It's not a heart attack. We got a 4-hour erection. We'll take care of you. 4-hour erection. Bring him in. Do we have enough women? 4-hour erection, you know. Call FEMA, the Federal Erection Management Association. Brony, you're doing a heck of a job. That 4-hour erection is down to 3 hours now. I'd call CNN if I had a 4-hour. So we're very, you know, I'm at the stage now, sadly, where even my right hand is disinterested. I mean, it's a sad thing. But it makes excuses. Yeah, not tonight. I have a little tight here. Got a little carpal tunnel. Maybe tomorrow. Call me up. I just, you know, it gets moral on me. Are you sure you want to do this? Maybe your mother was right. People go blind, you know. You know, at your age, you're still doing it, you know, well, maybe it's against your religion. It's only one hand's opinion, but really. I lived through the sexual revolution, though. God dang it, I'm happy about that. Living in the 50s, 1950s, 1960s was like going from the 19th century to the 20th century in terms of sexual mores. The 50s, I don't know how many babies were procreated. I mean, it was so dull, and you couldn't get any. Everyone didn't know sex. I don't know. And, you know, Pat Boone, how you gonna schlup to Pat Boone? On a day like today. And you try to get a rhythm. You just, I heard, but those 60s came, you know. If you're going to San Francisco, you should wear some flowers in your crazy. Then you ask for names afterwards. It was beautiful. That sexual revolution where birth control pills became as ubiquitous in a woman's purse as the car keys. I mean, that good old sexual revolution. So much more fun than the Bolshevik or French revolutions. And so much less dangerous. No one was shooting at you, and also no AIDS. Oh, God. Remember the good old carefree days of syphilis and gonorrhea, chlamydia, things you could put your arms around and cure, you know. I never had it. I had the crabs once, but that doesn't count. That's more zoological than pathological. And a little green soap, it was gone, and they were frankly quite fascinating under the microscope. We're getting very moral again. Every radio guy is uptight of what they're saying on television, except HBO. Shit. No, they're all uptight. The radio, ever since that Super Bowl incident where her breast came out, which was a dirty trick. What is it? These Jacksons are so talented and so demented. You want to give the squares, the censors, you want to give them ammunition? Kids are watching the Super Bowl, you know, show the breast. But that's what they were worried about. The breast, oh my God, it's a breast. Cost CBS $560,000. Where's CBS going to come up with that kind of money? Some of the Redstone hit the ceiling. What, for a breast? I could get 2 breasts for $230,000. The breast is what bothered them, right? Didn't bother them that the song being sung was about sexual assault. That was, I'm gonna get you naked by the end of this song, bitch. Give me that thing, bitch. Pointing at the genitals. Always pointing. Always pointing at the genitals. The one place everyone knows the location of. What is this? Justin, what's his name? Timberland? Justin Timberland? Which is the moccasin and which is the singer? I forget which. I always get mixed up. Morgan Fairchild, Morgan Freeman. I can't get them apart. But there's Justin, whatever his name is, Timberlake. He's singing a song and pointing to the genitals. And what is he pointing to the genitals? So he knows where his genitals. If this idiot could find New Zealand on a map, I'd fall off a chair. Notice what's happening in America with the high schools? We're coming in 28th in computer knowledge and all that, with the colleges, everything. You know, because people are going, well, I don't believe in Darwin. I don't believe in intelligent design. You know, Christ, bullshit again. Didn't Spencer Tracy settle this 45 years ago? Kind of ignoramuses here. You think they're going to take a guy into MIT who studied creation science and go, oh, these are the brontosaurus bones we'll be working with? I remember those. Lord created those on the 6th day. Show some breasts. But they were wrong. She was wrong. I mean, Michael Jackson's so talented, you know, but he's up on these charges every day. He was going to the court. Carry your own umbrella. What are you, a potentate? When he married Elvis's daughter, I wanted to do a citizen genetic challenge to have them sterilized. I mean, you know, we just want to have a family like anybody else and hang the children from a window in Berlin, you know. I think the father was a bad father, right? And the kid would go, stop, this baby. All right, put him back in that cage with a bowl of meat and a bowl of water. I heard him say in an interview once, I beat him good. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Very nice job. It's wonderful to be here in this beautiful theater and have you come to my 8th HBO special. This is the... This is the 30th anniversary of the first one. And we don't have to worry about what we say here. No, it's wonderful. They never changed a word. They never did anything. It's been a great, great relationship. And you know, I couldn't be more excited about it. I've aged well. This is in high definition, you know. We were terrified. Oh, my God, this is going to turn into a crevice. This is going to do this. I'm not doing anything. No operations. I'm going straight arrow. I may have the bunion surgery. I saw it on the Learning Channel at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's very appealing. I saw these podiatrist brothers from Long Island with the complete surgical regalia. And the bunion is going off in dust, and they show the patient with a tube in his nose. And it's great surgery because you have to be on crutches for 3 months, and then the bunions grow back in 4 months. So a lot of people are addicted to it. They go right back, crutches 3 months, it goes back in 4, they go back for the surgery. I think it's the drugs they give them. They believe in it. The teeth, I'm spending a lot of money, $35,000. And these are just the temporaries, but thank God the HMO came across with $300. They told me I don't need such expensive teeth. No, Mr. Klein, we have a large selection of soft foods. We have the Gerber strain lamb. You can suck that right up with a straw with the applesauce, or you can alternate applesauce and Gerber strain lamb. You don't need those teeth, Mr. Klein. Those are very expensive. We have a beautiful set of cardboard teeth here. They look beautiful. I defy anyone to notice if you smile. You have to take them out when you eat. That's the only time. I'm sick of these glasses, and they keep on telling me in the booth out there that they ride down my nose and everything. I'm fed up with them. What about this laser surgery? Anybody have that laser surgery here? Yeah? Does it work? How many fingers do I have up? I tell you the truth, shooting lasers into my eye, I mean, maybe I'm a little squeamish. I thought they're trying to shoot down enemy missiles with lasers. They say 1 out of 100,000, you go blind. I mean, you know, Mr. Klein, in here, please. I'm here, Mr. Klein. Mr. Klein, have you ever won the lottery? You haven't. Well, I've got news for you. First, accept this cane with our compliments. And Bowzo, go to your new master. There you go, Bowzo. There, he's right in front of you. That's it. Bend down. Okay. Now, I get special haircuts. I don't toss hair around anymore. None of that crap. I tell them to leave a lot on the side, please. And I say, I want you to cut it real close, all the way up here. Now, I want you to leave a little hair here, just a suggestion of hair, like a little widow's peak. And I want you to cut it real close up here, approximately the same distance as on the other side. I am proud that the older I get, the more I look like Benjamin Franklin. He was the greatest of all the founding fathers. He had a sense of humor. He was a scientific genius, and he loved sex, and he stooped his way through Paris on behalf of his country. That's a truth. I mean, as he was screwing these gorgeous French things, and will you give us money for our new country, madame? Yes, Monsieur Franklin. And he was flying a kite, and he was doing an experiment with this. He was the busiest son of a bitch on the planet. Like real close. Now, leave a lot on the side here, too. Okay, now, in the back, don't laugh. I want you to cut out a bald spot here. Well, I'll tell you why. I found out Jews are overrepresented in psychiatry and medicine by 240%, but underrepresented in the priesthood. So I'm hoping for an opening in a monastery in Belgium. I have the robe already I played the monk in the Brothers Karamazov in college. I see a kid running on the street there. Wait a minute. Harry! Now, the name of the show, of course, is The Amorous Busboy of Decatur Avenue. There's our depiction of Decatur Avenue. This is the book. I've been promoting it like crazy. Very proud of it. You know, people, a comedian writes a book. They're looking for pop-ups and scratch and sniffs, you know. But, I mean, you know, it's hilarious promoting a book. Like, you know how valuable it is for Larry King to hold this thing up? Now, it's clear he never got past the cover, you know. Robert Klein, what a read. The Amorous Busboy of Decatur Avenue. Why the raised lettering, Bob, on the top? And why is this raised lettering red and why this raised lettering is more of a yellowish raised lettering? Oh, it feels just like Braille. Oh, it's bumpy. It's bumpy. And, Bob, be candid. Why copyright 2005? Why is it red on the spine here with a little picture of you? Here's a black and white picture. And here it looks all white. It's solid, you know. And let me ask you this. And when you do this, you get movies? There's a lot of personal stuff. It's not a show. It ends when I'm 25 years old. You know, there's a story, a sweet story of I had a German girlfriend from the World's Fair, you know, and I wanted to bring her home to my Jewish parents in the Bronx. You know, my father was the kind of guy that cursed at Volkswagens, at stop signs. Hey, you goddamn Nazi son of a bitch. So here was this sweet girl, was 2 years old when the war was, you know, and I wanted to bring her home. I was going with her, and she's sweet, not a bigoted bone in her body. I said, Mom, Pop, I want to bring her home, you know, just for dinner. And my mother said, oh, great, I'll cook sauerbraten. And does she like stuffed cabbage and goulash? Yeah, I'm sure, Ma. And my father went, I'm going to make her feel at home? I'll make her feel at home. I'll show her pictures of Auschwitz. She'll feel at home. So, you know, again, it's when sex was new. And, for example, I mean, well, the girls were so sweet in the neighborhood. And they were afraid to, you know, there was a lot of making out at parties, and you're 12 or 13. And the boys got excited, and because nothing happened, so they get a little stomach ache, you know. And we called it blue balls, you know what I mean? And my mother went, what the hell's the matter with you? Nothing, I hurt my leg. And went, hurt your leg? Hi, God, what's the matter with you? Nothing, leave me alone. So nothing was happening. So we heard about this place downtown, a street corner, where there were prostitutes, which was, in the Bronx, a two-syllable word, whores. You saw real whores? Yeah, I saw real whores. 20 or 30, real whores, ready for the taking. How much does it cost? I don't know, I ain't no pimp. So the first week, my two friends and I, we went down on a reconnaissance mission with just 30 cents for car fare. So we wouldn't be tempted unless a really inexpensive prostitute came along. Sure enough, it's like he said. There were 3 dozen pretty women, gaily dressed, you know, with dresses and all that. And we're looking, and you going up tonight, honey? Hey, baby, I'll do things for you you wouldn't believe. Come on, you going up tonight? And I went, no, thank you. The first such offer of my life. I had to, like it was mashed potato. I'm sorry, no, thank you. Because I also had a recurring dream, a forbidden sex dream, which is so damn textbook that you want to throw up. This was the one where a woman beckons me through a topiary, a maze of bushes, and finally I touch her. She beckons me, I touch her naked body, and it turns to bronze. Hello? No more need be said. Okay, so here a woman saying, come on, you going up? You know, no, thank you. We came back the next, because a cop chased us. I know what you're doing here. Get back up to the Bronx. You want your parents to pick you up in the morgue? I know what you're doing. It was so humiliating as cop, you know. Tails between our legs. Went back up to the Bronx. Came back the next week with the ammunition. I stole a condom from my father's drawer. I was a I don't know, a kind of weird kid. I used to count the condoms in my father's drawer, see if my parents did it that night. Only 9. Woo, they're hot, these people. We go down, and this guy, I'm with 2 other guys, and this one guy, he always got everything he wanted. He was a Joe. He was the kind of, his mother nursed him till he was 12 for convenience. I don't, she didn't like going to the store for milk. I don't know what the story was. But this kid got everything he wanted in his life, and he goes up to this woman, and he says, how much? I wouldn't even have thought to ask, And he said, $10. He said, oh, no, that's way too expensive. No, there's 3 of us. How about the 3 of us for $10? Now, I had to admire him for his pursuit of a good prostitution value. He was like the Channel 4 consumer reporter. There's an excellent prostitution value at 112th Street at Lenox Avenue. And then this thin, elegant woman comes along. She looks so elegant. And she saw a business proposition, asked about it. And I said, oh, God. She must be a Columbia graduate student who wandered in here by mistake, because that tuition is very heavy at Columbia, And I said, what's your name? What you want to know my name for? So that backstory about the Columbia thing went quickly out. I was a busboy one summer. It was a horrible job. Yeah, we were bourgeoisie children who didn't even make our own bed. We were serving 3 meals a day, 7 days a week in a 110 Fahrenheit kitchen with alcohol and tattooed jerks behind the counter going, pick up, I kill you, you son of a bitch. And they never learned your name, so they called you by what your order is. French toast, pick up, getting cold, you son of a bitch. Hey, you too, potato pancake, I kick your ass too, eh? Give me no bully, I potato pancake, I kick you, I tell you French toast, one more time this cleave, I cut your packer off, god damn it. Sour cream bananas, pick up. Hey, bologna sandwich, don't give me no bullshit, eh? Anyway, a woman grabs me by the bow tie, pulls me down like an errant dog at the Westminster Kennel Show, I want my coffee burning hot, this is cold, We were fed garbage, like 3-day-old stuff. The guests had this gorgeous food. So you see all these pre-med guys and future internists and gastroenterologists fighting over a lamb chop that someone took a bite out of, Are you through with this, ma'am? Thank you, I'll bring you It was mine first. It was like Dickensian. I mean, it's the only time where middle-class kids could think they were living in 1851 London. So one summer I was a lifeguard. The whole staff in this small hotel called the Alamac, the whole staff was college students. Kid checks in with his parents. He's 8 years old, they're in their 50s, a weird relationship. And he was a behavior problem, like hyperactive, crayoning the walls, throwing food, sitting on the luggage. I mean, the word got out, this kid has got to be restrained. At the time there was no St. Joseph Valium for children. It would have been a very good product. His parents bring him down to the pool, and I'm terrified. The owner had told me, don't worry, if anyone drowns on your watch, you'll be in prison for the rest of your life for negligence. I was a kid, I believed it. So his parents explained to me, we're going to be at the Pinochle tournament, take care of him. He can't swim, so I hope you enjoy it. It's a big pool, like 85, 90 feet long. So for 4 days, this kid gives me nightmares because he's in an inner tube, and he keeps on going in the deep end. And I keep on calling him back, and he gives me the bird and everything. You can't kill the kid because you lose your job. They don't like homicides in the hotel. It's bad for business. So, 4th day, my nightmare happens. There's bubbles and an empty tube. I'm like, oh my God. I dive into that water. He's at the bottom. He took half the pool. I grab him out and saved his life. He took a lot of water. I got it out of him. Oh, I was such a hero. My God, I saved his life. And his mother went, oh. I had to admit, it was kind of touching when she hugged the little shit. But His parents tipped me $5. I mean, how did they come up with the figure? What was the conversation like? I don't know. How much do we give him? 50? 50? What am I, Rockefeller? 50, yeah, 50. What, he saved his life? It's his job. It's a little kid. It wasn't hard to save his life. All right, let's figure this out. How long have we had the boy? Let's see. That's divided by 3, 2, 6. $5. Here you are, young man. $5. You can use that for college, you know. I could have gotten 15 from the staff to let him drown. The show business part is near the end. You don't even know if I'm going to have a career or not in this book. And the Improv was someplace. It was the only club of its kind at the time. And it was on 44th Street and 9th. And I went there. I was in a Broadway show called Apple Tree. And I'd carry a big Wallensack tape recorder down the street and work stand-up. And that's where I met Richard Pryor and Bette Midler. And Danny Aiello was the bouncer. No one knew how talented he was as an actor. And of course, the man who became my mentor, Rodney Dangerfield, the late, who passed away this year. Rodney! You don't mind if we talk about you a little bit? Who the hell am I kidding? Rodney! Is it all right if I tell a few of the stories? Because smoking a joint in intensive care is a no-no in every hospital in the Western Hemisphere. But not to Rodney. So I followed him to all the gigs. I went up to a gig in Cape Cod with him. And he was just getting known. I was certainly unknown. I'd watch everything he did and all that. We were friends. And it was 35 knot winds blowing on Buzzards Bay in Cape Cod. It was a really wind. And Rodney goes, I'll tell you, man, let's take out a sailboat. I go, Rodney, what do you know about sailing? What's there to know? It's the wind. I'll tell you, this is too much. And he's tugging at a collar that isn't there. He's bare-chested. He gives the boat boy $20. He says, I don't know, Rodney. It's 35 knot winds out there. And I don't know. It's all right, it's all right. I look out. There's no one boating. There's no one sailing. The boats are all locked up in people are in shelters for a stage 3. And he goes, all right, Rodney, this is the forecastle, and this is the mainsail, and this is the jib. He says, never mind that bullshit. Just give me the keys. Well, we get into this catamaran. I'd say in 9 seconds, we're 1,000 yards from shore. You could have water skied behind this catamaran. We get way out there. Rodney goes, I'll tell you, man, I'm going to take a swim. I go, Rodney! He becomes a speck in a second, you know? No, he wanted his way. He goes, I'll tell you, this is too much. The wind was blowing in his hair like a contented cocker spaniel on the highway, sticking its head out the window, you know? Then he dives off. I don't know how to set the mainsail or the forecastle. I'm from the Bronxel. We're a mainland people. We do not sail in the Bronx. You see a sailboat in that neighborhood? So I did the intelligent thing. I put the rudder all the way to one side, made a nice tight turn of 6 miles. The speck becomes Rodney Dangerfield, a blue hand. I mean, Rodney was smoking 2 packs of Marlboros a day. The water is about 62 Fahrenheit. He was close to death. He was giving up. And even drowning, he sounded like Rodney Dangerfield drowning. Hey, what happened to the lamppost? I thought it was a lamppost here, for crying out loud. I paid for that lamppost. Where the hell is it? Oh. Whistling at the girls as they go right by. I wanted one of those Johnny pumps. You got a fire hydrant? Go ahead, take the lamppost out. It doesn't belong here. Thank you. We used to do this macho thing in Decatur every year and jump over. We call the Johnny pump. You know how dangerous that is? Because a few times I didn't make it over. And the feeling when that steel hexagonal nut that the fireman does meets the testicle is not to be believed, okay? Well then, avian flu, go for it. FEMA, Brownie, where are you? FEMA, hello, Brownie. How do you like this relationship between President Clinton and old President Bush? Isn't that cute? He is gonna get Bush in so much trouble. Oh, yeah, but come on, George, come on. Barbara's asleep, come on. I got two hotties in the Department of Interior, come on. They got pizza and everything, let's go. Oh, they're not gonna be there all night, George. All right, well, you watch the movie with me, come on. It's about Texas, you like it, come on. Debbie Does Dallas. It's a travelogue. Come on. President Clinton, tragedy. Guy's a brilliant guy, probably an excellent president. Maybe 40 years from now they won't snicker at his name, but recognize him for having been a good president. But that's his own fault because he suffered from self-inflicted wound caused by a BJM and a lot of bad Johnson management. A lot of politicians have it. They don't know when to hold them. Know when to fold that Johnson, put it back. Know when to put your Johnson back. Know when to take that Johnson. Now when to know that Johnson. You gotta know to take that Johnson back. Oh, keep that Johnson in. Okay, that's it. Finally, Bush Sr. himself, with the greatest American resume I ever saw. You know, president, vice president, ambassador to China, CIA, congressman. He loses, and why? Because he committed a image, diplomatic and political no-no. He puked on the Japanese premiere in front of the world. There he is draped like the Pietà with the vomit coming here. And the Japanese premier is going like this. And the Secret Service is going, no way, in Japanese. You know. And there's limp. I mean, you ever see lifelessness? It reminded me of the Pietà. I mean, there was limp, you know, like limp. And I thought to myself, oh, Jesus. I felt so bad I didn't vote for the guy, but I got that old feeling from the 60s, that death of the president thing, that, oh, God. Now, we're the envy of the world. We have laws. And when something weird happens here, we have law. Even when the Supreme Court decides who's going to be president, there was no fighting in the streets. And for that, we're the envy of the world. You have to have a sense of humor about that election in Florida where 3,000 old Jews and blacks voted for Pat Buchanan. They meant to. The campaigning was fierce. I'm telling you, Pat Buchanan is best for all the Jews. You can't get a better candidate for the Jews than Pat Buchanan. And I'm telling you here, for all the blacks too, right, my friend Leroy? You got that right, Shmuel. I don't know. Well, look what happens to presidents and candidates and politics. Howard Dean was a sane, decent, he was a very good governor of Vermont. And then the last time we saw him in that presidential campaign was, we're gonna get him with Wisconsin, we're gonna get him in Iowa, we're gonna get him. They had to shoot him with phenobarbital in his ass. And they threw a net over him, and they were poking him with these tranquilizer spears. It was an ugly scene backstage. I had to drag him. You see the scar tissue now? Oh. What is it with these guys? What's his name? Greenspan. I never understand them anyway, but he's got to step down. He's losing it. Dementia's setting in. I'll tell you why. First of all, I don't understand, well, the business atmosphere, bullshit, break. Think he has any stock tips? He's talking in front of a Senate committee. I see him go into his back pocket. Takes out an old-fashioned hanky. Never mind a tissue. This is a usable, reuse. This is a handkerchief, cloth hanky. He goes, a nice, bubbly, mucusy. Then that's not enough with this hand. He goes, and he puts it back in his pocket, and he's going to shake hands with the president in 5 minutes. And you're going to have Cheney taking over when he gets pneumonia. We was in Virginia trying out the stuff, you know, a couple of months ago. There's Jimmy Swaggart. Of all those phony evangelists, he's the one I hate the most. Because he's a hypocrite, you know? Because they found him cavorting with this prostitute, and a low-level prostitute in New Orleans who couldn't even get into the New Orleans Prostitution Association. Like and he's trying to get her daughter into bed, a real scumbag. Then he goes before the congregation, which he doesn't even have anymore, you know. And I'm trying to belch and talk at the same time. It's not happening for me. Cucumber sandwich was quite good. So Swaggart goes before these people and asks forgiveness, and he speaks in what I call weep speak, you know. Sweet Jesus, I feel like saying, yes, you have, asshole. And I like to smack it in the face. A number of years ago, they hired me to do a show on a chartered yacht, which was really a small ocean liner for these people from the Norelco company or something. And we were in the Mediterranean. It was a Greek ship called the Stella Solaris. And every 2 hours you'd hear, this announcement for crew only. What the hell are they talking about? For crew only? Kept on saying. Finally, I found out. They were saying, there aren't enough lifeboats for everyone. Anything happens, we'll let you know in Greek. Keep these suckers high and dry, okay? So there's a thing on women and children first in the lifeboat. So we had a lifeboat drill. I bring a wig and dress to every job on a ship. I'm no idiot. I'm not going to be standing there dying just because I happen to be born with a penis. Not fair. How about the announcement on the plane? Those of you sitting near an exit row may be asked to perform the duty of keeping the door open while everyone else escapes the burning plane, while you sit there like a schmuck burning it. If you feel you cannot fulfill this function, or you're 5 years old or under, please ring your hostess call. But how about the JetBlue? What a wonderful racket they have. The whole thing is turnaround, getting that plane on the new trip back and forth. So they get you to clean the plane. Repeat, any loose towels, newspapers, condoms, toothbrushes, anything, please pass them again. Little speck of dirt there by your left foot. That's it, pick it up. Gum, right? All right. Okay. Row 6, your turn for the toilet. The pail and brush are right over there. Those of you seated near an exit row will be asked to clean that row. The mileage thing is kind of catching. Bob and I have a fair amount of mileage over the years. Bob Stein, a producer and music director. I remember US Air. You go anywhere, you have to go through Pittsburgh on US Air, right? So we had a 2,000-mile bonus. So we went from New York to Pittsburgh by way of Stuttgart. And it was fabulous. It was fun. You know, I made a few movies in the last few years since the last HBO show. Movies have had such an influence on my life, I suppose on everyone's. You know, when I saw Psycho, I could not take a shower for 6 months. Baths only with the curtain open. when I saw The Exorcist, I couldn't eat guacamole for 3 or 4 years. When I saw Chinatown, when they cut Jack Nicholson's nostril, Roman Polanski, I couldn't blow my nose for either. And call me crazy, but when I saw The Godfather the first time, after that, I could never again sleep in a bed with a severed horse's head in it. It's too squishy, too disgusting. Call me crazy. I just won't. I won't. I made a movie called Hooper a number of years ago with Burt Reynolds. We were on location in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The film club of University of Alabama invited me to speak and answer questions. I went with the director, Hal Needham, who was a big stunt man, uses the expression sumbitch for all nouns. Well, that's a black sumbitch, isn't it? That's a shiny sumbitch, isn't it? Well, he's a white sumbitch, that's a sumbitch, Pride of Oxford University. Anyway, broke 52 bones. How many are there in the body? 100 and something, right? So we get invited to speak, and I brushed up on my Orson Welles, my Eisenstein. It's a big university, right? We go, first question from the film club. Mr. Needham, why'd you use a Trans Am on those stunts? Well, it's a good car for stunts, and besides, General Motors put 2 little son of bitches in my driveway. Next question from the Film Society. Mr. Needham, did you have to modify the shock absorbers on that sucker? Yeah, we did. We put 6-inch valves in there, we put turbos, and we twisted them around to a 3.4. Next question from the... Mr. Needham, the transmission on... And I see the teacher panicking. What is that? Ask Mr. Klein a question, too. Have Mr. Klein come. Mr. Klein, did you ask Mr. Needham if the suspension was an any... Oh, I did a movie with Mary Tyler Moore. It was called Labor Pains, minor movie. Kira Sedgwick was wonderful in it. But Mary played my wife, and she loves animals. We were talking between shots, and a long lighting change, and she loves animals. And I told her how much I love lobster. I mean, I can't get enough lobster. I love lobster, and she said, "Oh, Robert, don't eat lobster." I said, "Why not?" She said, "They mate for life." This is a little more information about a lobster than I needed. They watch court TV. Most of them are Episcopalians. I mean, I saw a Learning Channel thing, and they have complex creatures, and I go, mate for life. Jeez, I love lobster. So now when I order lobster, I order 2. And I feel what is it on this animal planet, this Australian that tortures animals that are sitting there peacefully just to make programming? Oh, look at that snake. He's resting peacefully. I'm going to annoy the shit out of him. Look at him now. Look at him. He's nipping at my son's heels. That's dangerous. Don't do this at home with a snake. I'll tell you right now. Oh, look at that croc. Is he drugged? Oh, let's get him. I like the Animal Planet where the little dachshund puppy is saved from pleurisy and they show you through the adoptive family. Come here. He's going to be a wonderful addition to the family. Worst day for Jews is Ash Wednesday. They get embarrassed 50 times. You got a little schmutz on you. Oh, God. I hate to... Oh, my God, Ash Wednesday. Oh, my God, it's Ash Wednesday. My God. And I took it off. Is that a curse? Oh, okay. How about cell phones? I cannot get used to the cell phone society. And the latest twist is driving me crazy. The hands-free. It's bad enough you hear people talking, you see a phone, okay. But when they're going, "Oh, sure he will." Oh, no. No. Oh, yeah. I think so. What do you think? I don't know. What do you... I think, oh, God help me, he's not schizophrenic. I hope he won't hurt anybody. He's hearing those voices. Oh, my God. What are you talking about? Of course he will. I don't know. And the worst thing of all is when the most difficult to discern is when a schizophrenic is on the hands-free. And then it's very, very difficult. I noticed Tom Cruise was on that morning show, when the Today Show going, you don't know anything about Ritalin. I know everything about Ritalin. What the hell do you think you know about Ritalin? Then he was on Oprah Winfrey. I love her. Sit down, Mr. Cruise. What is... I love her. He is so dead set against Ritalin and psychiatry because he's in such dire need of both. All right, no show of mine would be complete. I wouldn't let you go home without some more music. Bring on the music. goes again. Otra vez, otra vez.